7:45 on a Thursday, Boston, Massachusetts.
Guys, I got some news, some terrible news. We got a huge problem.
I feel like we could do a podcast, and it would be a million times better than whatever that drivel was we were listening to.
What the hell is a podcast? What is that? The future of radio, you jabronis.
Heyo, and welcome to the Always Sunny cast. I'm your co-host Eric.
And I'm co-host Ross.
And this is a podcast where we take an episode of Always Sunny and we break it down scene by scene, and we talk about all the little things in between. You know, we look stuff up, we kind of try to figure out references and jokes, and we just sort of dissect it and discuss it.
Good job, Eric.
Thank you. It was probably the best one I've ever done. It felt good when I was doing it, too.
I never know what to say after you say that. But I feel like there's an absence of, like, that silence.
I need you to respond somehow.
Say something, right?
Today we're talking episode 6, season 8, The Gang Gets a New Member. Original air date is November 4th, 2010. Written by David Hornsby, Rickety Cricket, and directed by Matt Shakeman. And Ross, what's that IMDb breakdown?
A blast from the past prompts the guys to expand membership, and Dee to reconsider her future. Any quick thoughts?
Quick thoughts. I would say it makes Dee connect to her past more than reconsider her future.
Right, to understand her present, right?
Yeah, sort of something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's fine.
Expand their membership?
They don't waste time writing these, so I'm not going to waste time thinking about them.
Okay. Fair.
And Ross, what was going on in the world in 2010 when this episode was written?
Well, in 2010, I don't know if you noticed in this episode, you see some kids in the hall, right?
Yes, we do.
In 2010, the Kids in the Hall came out with a miniseries about it's like a murder mystery, like dark comedy set in Canada. Yeah,
famous comedian Kids in the Hall member Dave Foley is in this episode. Did you watch Kids in the Hall?
Yeah, a little bit. Not this not this miniseries that I'm talking about specifically.
Too late.
Death Comes to Town.
That's almost too late. I feel like I was watching Kids in the Hall way before that.
Yeah, me too. About this time, we were getting into podcasts and like.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember liking Kids in the Hall. I don't really remember all that much of it, but I do remember like it being on and it being funny. Being funny,
yeah.
And I always like see Dave Foley pop up. He's funny.
Oh, he's so funny, and I feel like him and Charlie play so well together.
Yeah, he's a great straight person, like actor, like the being the voice of reason, like.
Yeah, it's such a hard role for me to play.
Yeah,
because I like to take things to bonkers town real quick, but.
Yeah, as do I.
He plays it so hard and stern.
Yeah, he plays it like real, like kind of like. Yeah, we'll talk about him when he comes up, but yeah, nice, Ross. Yeah. So, all right, yeah, let's get into it then. Cold open, 11:30 a.m. on a Monday in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In the bar, Charlie does a dance as the gang opens up a time capsule.
But time open up the time capsule. It's a fun song to sing, right? It got stuck in my head every time.
I specifically like the time capsule, like the second time they say that.
Open up the time capsule.
Russ, have you ever done or participated in a time capsule?
Yes, once when I was in maybe 4th grade.
Yeah.
Me and my friend Joe buried one, and a week later he dug it up without me.
Wow. Are you kidding
me? A week
me?
later. He couldn't wait.
What was in there that was so precious?
Literally, I think baseball cards and stuff. Like little trinkets that meant like literally nothing. They were just things we had on hand at the time of the idea we came up with for doing the time capsule.
I have a vague memory of doing a time capsule for like school or something, like something to do with grade school. Like we all put like something in a time capsule. And now that I think about it, I'm like, I don't remember what I put in there, but like, how would I, like, who's digging this up, or is it being dug up, or what was happening? You know what I mean? Like, what is like the system of a time capsule?
Someone's going to be in charge. They have to keep track of all the time capsules, the coordinates. So all the numbers.
So we see the gang. Charlie's doing a very funny dance, but then we also see that the gang has what looks to be a military ammo box
Oh, that is like a heavy-looking metal box.
I think it's a military ammo box. And where do they? What they? We don't. They just have the idea to dig this up. I guess. I don't know. Where did it come from?
Well, I guess they buried it 10 years ago.
I wonder where. Don't you wish we could have seen like where they did this, or you know what I mean? Like 10 years ago, they were like 20. How old were they? I mean, they weren't.
Well, they're somewhere in their early 30s, right?
Yeah.
So they were probably 24, 22. That's too old to be burying a time capsule, I think.
A time capsule. And like the things they put in it too are strange.
Like childlike.
Childlike, yeah, for sure. So yeah, they got a time capsule here. Frank says something interesting here. He goes, "What is the time capsule butt?" Did you notice that Frank says?
Well,
this?
because they're singing like time capsule, but
I know Frank thinks it's like
the...
one word, like one phrase, time capsule, but.
Well, it does. Watching for the first time, you probably don't even know what they're talking about. So Frank is doing the exposition.
Yeah, and so they let him know that there's this time capsule. They buried it 10 years ago. That was 2000, the year 2000.
Yep.
They buried this, and they start pulling out some stuff here, and they pulled a Greg Jeffries baseball card. Do you know anything about Greg Jeffries?
Greg Jeffries was a baseball player. I think he was on like the Mets and he actually retired in the year 2000.
Well, Ross, that's actually
which is funny for Mac to say a future all-star.
All-star. That's well. I actually found some info on this. This is from the IMDb trivia, and this Ross to me is good trivia. I like this. This is what I want to hear.
There's no like probably in it.
No, there's no probablys or just like stating what exactly happened in the episode.
Might have.
Yeah, it's not saying like Jason Sudeikis is in this episode or something.
Sometimes.
So this is what it says here about Greg Jeffries. He played only 3.5 seasons with Philadelphia, 1995 to 98, by which time his best years were behind him. Mac mutters future All-Star when looking at the card, but Jeffries was he was only like nominated twice for All-Star elections before he played for Philly. And his status as a Hall of Famer, and it says likely what Mac meant, was never a possibility, making the card a fitting addition to the collection of ironically awful useless junk. So maybe that is the joke there.
I think that was the joke.
Yeah, it's just funny. Like he retired.
Like the guy that retired that year is going to be the All-Star.
It's very funny. It's very strange. Like Greg Jeffries. Like I've never learned so much about sports.
Philadelphia sports.
Philadelphia sports. Like I don't know that much about any Boston related or New England related sports.
Yeah, I couldn't name like 5 Boston-based players on all of their teams.
So you get the Greg Jeffries baseball card, and then he pulls out a Korn CD, the musical outfit Korn. You a Korn fan?
I think I owned one of their albums, or it was given to me, but
sure.
I bought it. I bought it.
I mean,
it was
she
the
likes
Issues
that stuff,
album.
and I like it too. I mean,
I kind of do too.
I mean, I like it too. Of course I listened to Korn, but it never clicked. You know what I mean?
It was very brief. Korn was like a what is that called? A flash in the pan or something for me.
Yeah, it wasn't my style. Yeah, it definitely was not my style. But I knew tons of people that listened to Korn. I knew kids that had like Korn tattoos.
Right, but like at the time, it was like the best I could find. Like I was in like 8th grade.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, totally. So yeah, they have the Korn CD, and then they pull out a laser disc. Russ, are you familiar with laser discs?
I know they exist. What decade was this a thing
I would say the 80s.
Okay.
I would say the 80s to the mid 90s, because I say that because I have a couple laser discs. I don't have a laser disc player or anything, but I kind of like when I see them at like thrift
you're
stores.
a collector.
Yeah, if it's like a laser disc of a movie I like, I think it's just kind of funny, and I put it up like on my wall, basically, kind of like how you would do like a record or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually have a laser disc of Terminator 2. So it's like they at least made like that long. Like they were making laser discs up until at least Terminator 2, which is like pretty late in the game.
Yeah, Terminator 2 was a good movie.
Are you kidding me? It's like
I watched it like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It blew my mind. I was like, this is great.
Oh, it's one of the best movies. Like it's just so awesome. Like it's fun and awesome and just I mean that was James Cameron. Oh, this is a whole nother podcast what we talk about. But yeah, so I and I got a couple of laser discs. I got like a Road Warrior laser disc and Blade Runner and stuff like that. But like it's wild. They're as big as records. Like I don't know if some of our younger listeners might not know this, but like right before DVDs came out, they had laser discs which were the size of records, big ass.
Yeah, they were huge.
CDs. They look like CDs, but they're the size of records.
What are they made out of?
They're a CD. It's a CD the size of
so
it's plastic. It's a
so
CD.
it's like a record-sized CD.
A record-sized CD. Yes, it's like something you think like Futurama would do. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't even make sense. But yeah, it's this big giant CD. And Ross, the craziest part was you would have to flip it. Like halfway through the movie, it would stop, and you would have to flip it like a record.
They should have made them bigger then.
Yeah. But they were, like when all that stuff was coming out, like Betamax and VHS and laser discs and CDs, like that race to be which one was the one that's gonna do it.
Right, the technology that tops it all.
Yeah, and just Laserdisc would not cut in it. I mean,
no.
But I mean, they
Laserdisc had about as good of a run as mini CDs.
Sure, like exactly, like it had as good as a run as it could ever have hoped for. Like it got a Terminator 2 made. That's pretty good.
That's pretty big.
Yeah. But enough about I have a weird fascination with Laserdiscs.
You sure do.
I do, because it's just like what a wild time where people were like watching movies on record-sized CDs. It sounds
flipping
fake.
Them.
It sounds fake.
It's like the 8-track. It's just like bad technology.
Yeah, but it's just like it's just very strange to think about. So yeah, they have this laserdisc specifically of the movie Cider House Rules, a movie I'm gonna guess you have not. Most of the movies they mentioned we have not seen.
No, I haven't seen this one.
I have not seen it either. Yeah, no, I have not seen it either. But
what year did it come out?
It came out in 1999.
So they were making laserdiscs up until then, apparently.
That's right. I guess they were. I wonder when Laserdisc stopped being made. Like, I certainly growing up, I didn't even.
I never saw one
until
neither. You had one.
That's what I mean. Like, I didn't even discover Laserdiscs until like I was probably in my like mid to late 20s. And like
you were like a Salvation Army or something.
I think I like
just
came
like
across,
walking around.
Yes, I think I like came across one or something. And I was like, "What is this?" I thought it was a record. You know what I mean? Like, oh, is this a soundtrack? Because the cases.
Yeah, they make soundtracks for movies.
It was like
that makes sense.
It was like the Evil Dead or something. I think I kind of remember. I was thinking, oh, this is the soundtrack, but no, it was a big ass CD. But yeah, so Cider House Rules. Yes, it is. I read this. I read the synopsis on like Wikipedia, and it seems boring. Maybe I'm.
What's the like in the major synopsis? Like, what happens in this movie?
It's about like an orphanage, and there's this guy who like grows up in the orphanage, and he's kind of like learns from the doctor that's at the orphanage. He's like kind of like an apprentice, but he's not licensed. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And he grows up there, and he's kind of like a good doctor, but then he wants to leave and like see the world, so he does. And then, spoiler alert, he ends up coming back to the orphanage and running it. After he has all this life experience and stuff. You know what I mean?
Eric, I just wanted a synopsis. I didn't ask you to read me the goddamn book.
I think is it a book? I think it might be a book. But check out who's in this movie.
Okay, who do we got?
Tobey Maguire, Charlize Theron, Paul Rudd,
future All-Star,
and these two are crazy to me. Heavy D and Erykah Badu.
Erykah Badu.
Remember Erykah Badu? Remember her?
No.
She was like a singer. She was like a singer back in the day. Have you ever heard the phrase "Good night, you princes of Maine, you kings of New England"?
No.
They've done like spoofs of that, like on Futurama and stuff. Like they'll say that, but it'll be like whatever, different. You princes of whatever. And I've heard that around. you princes of Maine, you kings of New England, like that phrase. And it's from this movie.
Okay.
It's from this movie, apparently. So that's, all I can really... you know who else I just saw was in this movie as well? J.K. Simmons. This movie's great.
He's in everything, dude.
Yeah. Anyways, we talk way too much about Cider House Rules, probably more than anyone has ever talked about this movie, as far as I know. So then Dee also has in her hand here, Dee has a letter to her future self she finds.
Dear future D, how is Hollywood? Congrats on all your success. Stay grounded. Encloses a check for $1 million. Be sure to give it to Dr. Larry Myers as a thank you for all his inspiration. This is stupid. This is just stupid.
I love her transition from reading the note into this is stupid is like one breath. You know what I mean? Like it's not even like it's almost like it's
no break.
There's no break. It's like she didn't even have time to process it. She didn't pause to think about it. She just launched into this is stupid.
Yeah, I feel like she it all caught up to her at the very end, and she just went right into this is stupid, like kind of like a denial.
What did she think she wrote when she starts reading this out loud?
Wouldn't you remember? It was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, probably. That's a point she brings up. That you're just gonna bury something for 10 years and dig it right back up? Like that's something she brings up here.
Yeah. Why would we bury it and open up 10 years later? Like, what are we supposed to do? Just bury it and open up right away? You not give yourself any time to fulfill any of your dreams? This is dumb.
I mean, Cider House Rules? She throws...
I love how she throws that out as she's walking out the door. Like, Cider House Rules? Okay. She's like, Cider House, are you kidding me?
Like, that's dumb. This is dumb, too.
Yeah.
But we get some backstory here about her teacher, and
yeah, we get to explore a little bit of the past.
It is sad. Like the note is sad. So it's sad. It doesn't make me feel.
Oh, the guys like bad. Cringe. Like Charlie does like a face. Yeah. Frank looks up.
And funny too when they leave and Frank just goes hormones.
She's all worked up.
She's all worked up, and they're just like, yeah, it's probably the sadness.
I think it was a failure. It was
a failure first.
It was a sad.
It was a sadness. Very funny. And Frank realizes there's some old pictures here at the bottom of the time capsule. And wait, who's this Jagoff?
What a great
Jagoff.
Word of like the 90s, right?
What the term Jagoff?
Yeah, Jagoff.
I mean, yeah, I remember hearing it when I was a kid, I guess. Yeah, people would say, you jag off. What happened
But I haven't heard it. That really, I think that came around the time of, frick was a thing, or frig.
Oh, I hated that.
And people started using, fake bad words to say bad words.
Yeah.
But it's Schmitty. He was the fourth member of our crew.
There was a fourth member? Frank is their father.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's weird for him to even think
Not
about
know.
or even want to kind of be have why does Dennis have more authority than Frank? Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
In the dynamic of the gang, like Dennis has the most authority in the gang. He orders for everybody. We find we find out. It's
that's true. Yeah,
his father.
I mean they all have their own kind of role in this gang, as we'll find out.
Well, yeah. Apparently, there was a fourth member, and they miss him, Schmitty. They remember him. They liked him.
Why did we ditch him in the first place? I can't remember.
Yeah, Charlie says, it's because he wasn't a good fit. He didn't fit in with the gang that well.
Yeah, kind of got on our nerves.
And they are sort of, what are they doing here? Are they romanticizing the past? Because Charlie is right.
Yeah, Charlie's right. I mean, it obviously isn't a good dynamic, but as we'll find out. But
so the gang, what's going on with Mac and Dennis? Are they just sort of seeing the past with rose-colored lenses, or what?
Yes,
what are they
exactly,
doing?
exactly that.
They do that a lot, it seems.
Yeah, they're very volatile.
And they remember that Charlie gave them an ultimatum. It was either Schmitty or him, and they chose Charlie.
Yeah, they all turned on pretty quick.
Yeah, and they even pushed him out of a moving car, which is something.
Yeah,
that
they
gets in play.
try to like sort of like blame Charlie for Schmitty not being in the gang anymore.
Right.
But Charlie shoots back like, "Hey, you push him out of a car. You said you're out of the gang."
That's like something. Doesn't it? The way he says that doesn't it sound like something you do in an improv scene to somebody? You said you pushed him out of a moving car. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You have to make the person kind of explain that. Yeah. And that was sort of a snap decision, I guess. It seems kind of harsh in hindsight.
Yeah. Why don't we just call this guy up and see what he's up to?
Yeah, Frank comes. Yeah, Frank thinking like, why don't we just call him up, say hi to him or whatever? And then Charlie doesn't like. Charlie starts freaking out a little. Charlie really does not like this guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's mostly Charlie who like is really like just bumps heads right away.
Yeah. Wonder why is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like I don't know. Is like
it
Charlie?
Is it Charlie's emotional intelligence that he can understand this guy's like a dick?
Yeah, I mean, this guy is a dick, but they're all dicks.
Right.
It's kind of like
that's what the thing. Like he doesn't seem any worse than any one of them, other than the fact that he can understand reality in a way that they can't.
Yeah, he is a little bit better than them. I'll say.
Yeah, like he understands like the way they do things doesn't have to be the way they do things.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why he's not a good fit for the dynamic.
And when they're saying, "Oh, let's call him," I love how Charlie says, "No, that's a bad snap decision." He like uses that term again that he just heard.
Don't get Schmitty.
Don't get Schmitty.
We don't need a new member. Don't get Schmitty.
I love when he says that. Don't get Schmitty. Don't get Schmitty. He says it twice.
Yeah.
And then we get the title card. The gang gets a new member. Sometimes I'll say the gang, and I like referring to all of them. I usually don't say the gang unless all 5 of them are there in my like descriptions of the scenes and stuff.
I'll usually say the guys if it's like Mac, Dennis,
I usually
and
just
Charlie.
list out their names. But I will use the term gang when it's all 5 of them, but they don't consider D. D is not in the gang to them.
She's like a tag along. They dislike her. I mean, they don't care about the baby bird going in that thing. And
so after the opening credits at Schmitty's house, Frank, Mac, and Dennis apologize to Schmitty and ask him to be back in the gang.
So they're at this like yellow brick house
the house
on the
number
porch.
1947. I don't know if that matters, but I saw it and it registered to me.
I wrote that too. It was a good
Yeah,
year.
you had a good year that year.
Good year for tires.
Yeah, World War II and everything. Frank's excited to meet this guy. Frank's all like excited about it. Frank has like a childhood, like a child's enthusiasm in this episode.
Yeah, he's excited. He's just like kind of going with it.
Well,
he's having
Mrs.
fun.
Schmitty here answers, or Mrs. Schmidt, I guess. His last name is Schmidt, right? And they call him Schmitty. So Mrs. Schmidt answers the door here. Do you get anything on Mrs. Schmidt?
Schmitty's mom is played by Susan Moses, who's in Invincible,
Yeah.
very fitting, Killer Instinct, The Fields, The Last 5 Years, and Camp Dread.
Nice. Yeah, well, she answers the door here, and they're like, they're asking, like, hey, hello, you remember us? Like, where's Schmitty? They're looking for Schmitty.
He's dead.
And they kind of pause, and then Charlie does this, like, fake sympathy, right? It's fake, right?
It is a little bit fake. He's like happy. He's kind of relieved he's not going to have to see
He's like the first
Schmitty.
one to start saying it. Yeah,
Right?
I think that's exactly what it is. Yeah, he's kind of like, oh, like, good, kind of, I think.
He's like, oh, gosh, that's too bad. We're sorry for your
And
loss.
then Schmitty comes jumping down the flight of stairs here. Yeah! Whoosh! He does this, like, whip thing.
Yeah, like
Indiana
this,
Jones or
like,
something.
snapping a whip, cracking a whip.
Yeah!
What is that? Like, yeah, why? How did that become his thing? I bet he made that up.
What do you got here on Schmitty while we're talking about it here? What do you got on Schmitty?
Oh, Schmitty's played by Jason Sudeikis. He was born 1975 from Fairfax, Virginia. He was on SNL famously, of course. 30 Rock. We'll see him again in the high school reunion episode. He's in Eastbound and Down, Son of Zorn, The Last Man on Earth, The Mandalorian, and Ted Lasso is kind of his like new big thing.
Oh,
I haven't
Ted
seen
Lasso.
it yet.
Yeah, no, Katie and I watched the first season. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, everyone seems to like it. We got a "What's up, bitches?"
What's up, bitches? Yeah, he comes down here, and You see that shit? He jumped down a whole flight of stairs. Frank, that is so.
Yeah, Frank is so impressed.
So fucking funny to me. You see that shit? Like,
You see that shit? He jumped down a whole flight of stairs. Why is that impressive? Because Frank can't do it.
I don't know. Like he's like a child. Like this is the father. Can you imagine your father being like excited that one of your friends jumped down a flight of stairs?
Not in a million years.
He's so. You see that shit? I love how you see that shit.
That's something we would say though.
Yo,
You see that
definitely.
shit?
Yeah, you see that shit? That's how you. Yeah, you see that shit? Jump down a whole flight of stairs. Yeah. And they're saying hi to each other, and then he notices Charlie, and right away, if somebody called me Chuckles, I would not. I would be. I do not. That would frustrate me.
Well, he follows it up with, "How you been, little man?"
I don't like that at all.
Which, as a little man, yeah, it doesn't feel great to be reminded all the time.
At all. Yeah, I know. I do not care for that. That is like totally unnecessary. But he might still harbor a grudge. Maybe he blames Charlie for what happened.
Well, that could be true too. But he would have to blame all of them. They pushed him out of a moving car.
That's true. But it's not. Doesn't really matter because Charlie's not that little. He's regular size. He's just regular size.
Yeah, maybe this guy, Charlie, pushing onto someone else.
Well, that's when he says like when Charlie says he's regular size, he goes, "Oh yeah, no, you put on some lbs." And nope, it's the same way he's always
same way it's always been.
And then Mac, this guy, Mac's put on mass. We got a nice little keeping up with that game. Bulking up.
Yeah, attacked on muscle mass.
Muscle mass. Who's this son of a bitch? I'm Frank. He just says,
this old son of a bitch. I'm Frank. And he puts his hand out for a handshake and then just kisses Frank on the top of the head. What a funny
that's
move.
Crazy though, right?
Yeah, you can't do that, but it's a funny move.
And then Charlie, don't kiss him. Don't kiss him. Charlie says, don't.
Yeah, he's trying to take his Frank.
And so they come clean with why they're there. And Dennis starts trying to Dennis is gonna stop first. He's gonna tell them, he's gonna start apologizing. And we get a nice little game here from Dennis.
Which is weird, right? This is a weird game.
It is a weird game for specifically Dennis. It is and it isn't, because Dennis can have weird emotional spikes. Do you know what I mean? Like,
he's mostly
anger. I know he's mostly anger, and his anger spikes, but I don't know. Our old improv coach would call this a show rule, I think. Where if someone starts to do a heartfelt speech, they have to start crying.
To give a little talk. Yeah, they have to get choked up. That would be a great. Yeah. Oh man, I want to do that now.
So yeah, Dennis starts here, trying to apologize and everything, and he starts getting choked up. He starts crying, and then Mac takes over, which is a dynamic we're gonna see a couple more times. So then Mac takes over, and they're basically saying we're sorry. We're sorry for what we did to you.
Yeah, Hey, man, we just wanted to say sorry for icing you out in the past. We'd like your forgiveness. I like that icing out.
Boxing
icing you out in the past.
More of an always sunny term. Boxing out. They box me out.
I like. They do box out a lot, but I like the icing out. It really means just a cut ties.
Get on your knees.
Show some humility for Christ's sake.
And they do.
And Charlie's the only one that says, "Really?"
It's a great.
And Dennis says, "Whatever it takes."
Yeah, I know.
What a weird Why are Mac and Dennis so in Frank in awe of this guy immediately?
I don't know. I don't know. They remember him being so cool. I don't know.
I mean, he is impressing them every step of the way right now.
Did you see that shit? He jumped down a whole flight of stairs. Just saying really is such a real response. It's such an absolute real thing you would say. You would go, really? And they start getting down. Even Charlie, they all start kneeling down, and he's just joking. He's just kidding. He forgives them. He forgives them. That's classy.
Very classy. Very classy, Schmitty.
I love when they think things are classy.
Well, why does he think this is classy? Does he not know what classy means?
I don't know. I think it's it's a classy move to forgive them after everything they've done to them. I don't know.
I guess so.
I don't know.
I think Dennis is referring to the fake out. and not so much the
I thought
acceptance of
I thought Dennis was responding to the acceptance of the forgiveness, saying like, "That's very classy of you to forgive us."
Oh, I thought he was saying that joke you just played on us was
I
very
hope he wasn't.
classy. That's
I
the
hope
way
he
I
didn't
took
mean
it.
that.
It makes more sense than the way you were thinking. I was like, how's a joke? That's not classy.
So then, at a high school, Dee visits her old drama teacher, Dr. Myers, and he convinces Dee to talk to his students. You get anything on Dr. Myers here before we start?
Yes, Dr. Larry Meyer is played by Renee Auberjonois.
Auberjonois.
Auberjonois. Born 1940 from New York City. He was in MASH, King Kong, Charlie's Angels, Frasier, Batman Forever. And he's done a bunch of voice work. He did the Fawns in the Happy Days Gang. That was a cartoon. The Smurfs Christmas Special, The Jetsons, and The Last Airbender.
I can't believe right now you're not mentioning his biggest credit.
Dr. Frankenstein. in this play that we're going to see later?
Plus, this is Odo from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Star Trek Deep Space. I'm a huge Star Trek fan. Star Trek Deep Space Nine, a great series, and Odo was one of the best parts of it. And yeah, this is him. I have an action figure. It's like a little it's like not even an action figure. It's more like a doll of this guy as Odo from Star Trek. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
And you still sleep at this thing?
I mean, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm a huge fan of voice work, so I always throw that in.
Oh, definitely
when I
voice
can.
work for sure. But yeah, I know this guy primarily from Star Trek, and he's so awesome on Star Trek. He truly is like one of my favorite parts of Deep Space Nine. He's like a shapeshifter. He can like morph his body into like all kinds of different forms and stuff. He's cool.
Is he a good guy or
he's a good
bad
guy? He's like the head of security. He's like a hard ass, but he actually has a heart of gold underneath. You know what I mean? He's like a hard ass, but when it counts,
he's a hard ass of gold.
He's a hard ass of gold. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. He's a great character. Yeah. So she comes in here, and Dr. Myers is sewing a sock, as we'll see him do many times.
Time and again.
How many socks does this guy gonna have to sew?
This guy. Why does he just go buy new socks?
That's a good question. I don't know. He's just killing time.
I guess he's trading his time. He's trying to maximize life.
So Dee comes in and she starts introducing herself, and she says, "Oh, I'm Dee Reynolds. I was in Frankenstein," and he remembers.
Oh yeah, Dee Reynolds. Please sit, dear.
And she wants to talk a little bit about high school, and he needs to apologize first, though, because in those days he was drinking.
So if it did anything inappropriate.
And it's funny here. She's like, no, it's the opposite. Like, it's weird to see a positive figure in any of their lives. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I guess so. Yeah.
Did you have
or them to be grateful in any way.
or even to be grateful for it. You're right.
Yeah.
Did you have like an inspiring teacher or anything like that? Can you think of like anything? Is there you ever remember a teacher that like stood out to you?
No, not really. I mean, in college I had a couple of good professors, but that was about it. Like nothing. I mean, I had a fifth grade teacher named Mr. Castronova who used to read like stories to us and all the time and play like Hangman and stuff like that. But like, I don't know. He was the kind of guy that taught you life lessons. You know what I mean? It wasn't just about like spelling. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's cool. Yeah. No,
Did
I've
you?
never been inspired for anything. No, I would. No, I would say like I don't know. Like
Okay.
I would say like if I think back, like probably my favorite teacher experience, it'd probably be Mr. Pachinski.
ooh, okay. I have an opposite
About
story.
Pachinski?
Yeah.
He's like kind of a nut. I know, right? He's a nut.
Yeah, I'll tell you off mic.
Pachinski is the name I would use in improv scenes if I was.
Oh,
ever...
you used to use Mr. Pachinski as a teacher name. Yeah.
He used to give us. He would let us do Simpsons trivia for bonus points on our tests.
Oh, Mr. Mitchell used to do
That's
that too.
cool. That's some cool shit. I mean, the Simpsons.
Yeah. I like Mr. Mitchell. He was a good teacher.
Truly, the Simpsons have taught me more about anything than school ever did.
World.
Yeah, I'm serious. Like more than school ever did. The Simpsons taught me. Yeah. So this is this was Dee's teacher, and she's saying to him that, you inspired me back in the day, and she kind of says, when I wrote you this check, and I was, going to give it to you, and I became famous. She kind of explain herself, but he rips the check out of her hand, crumples it up.
May you rot in hell, you wretched beast!
Okay, I'm confused. There's
We laugh every goddamn
it's
time.
such a real response. Like, it's just like, it's such a great pause, and it's great. Like, comedy is like
because she's like scared. You could kind of like feel her like fear a little bit,
just
right?
Like
I think it kind of
comedy
to
is like 90% reaction. Do you know what I mean? It's always the reaction that is funny more than what is said. You know what I mean? Like the reactions to stuff. Like, I don't know. That's what always sparks like the comedy for it. Like, what he said wouldn't be funny if she didn't react the way she reacted.
Right. If she laughed it off like, ha ha ha, like, I remember,
it'd be
that's not funny at all.
Right, yeah. Just to be like, pause, I'm confused.
Okay. Like, you could see she's like short of breath for a second. Like, okay.
Well, apparently that is...
that took a turn.
Now, this guy, he wasn't really listening to her when she was like telling him this,
Yeah, that's the juxtaposition. He was so like bored, not really engaged, and like flipped out.
He crumpled up that check before, like, it could have been a real check. Like, yeah, but she didn't get to the point where she didn't have the money.
But he crumpled it up and threw it back at her.
That's what I mean. It could have been like a real check she was trying to give him. Like, she didn't get to that part yet. That's from the play Frankenstein. It's what the villagers yelled at her.
Oh, yes.
And they start talking about her performance, and apparently she was really, really good.
Oh, you were such a hideous delight. What a compliment.
So what she's getting from this conversation, and really what she went there for, is to hear that she shouldn't give up her dream.
No, my dear. You must give up. You must. It's far too late for you. But it's not too late for you to teach.
Yeah. What does he think she's going to teach? Does he think that she did any acting?
That's true, too. I mean, yeah, she doesn't really have much acting or comedy under her belt like she says she does.
Well, nevertheless, he wants her to come in and talk to the kids and inspire them.
Question is, will you seize it?
I love his like over dramatic acting because
I love it too. It's so much fun.
And she's no, thank you. Like she doesn't really.
5.
Well, I just didn't want to be a teacher. I didn't,
4.
no offense or anything. It's just not something.
3.
I just don't want to be. Okay,
2.
Fine.
1.
Don't they do this a lot to the gang where they start like counting and then they just say yeah before the countdown's over? Is this like a thing?
Yeah, I was trying to think of like, have we seen this before? And it does seem a little bit familiar, but I couldn't like put my finger on it.
It's just funny to like the
pressure
time
someone
pressure
in like this
will get them the crack.
Yeah.
Like the arbitrary time pressure.
Exactly. Oh, you're putting a time limit on something I don't want?
A teacher is born.
Yeah. That's all
So
it takes.
then at the bar, Schmitty and the gang do some catching up until Schmitty does the butt dance 2.0. So they're sitting around and they're talking about owning the bar. Like they're talking about like how cool that must be and it's the life that they're living.
Yeah, Schmitty loves this. He's like, this must be the dream. Like you're working in a bar, you're running a bar. This is gonna be the greatest job ever, right?
Like, old friends like came back to you and were like, oh hey, come hang out, and they owned a bar. You would be like, this fucking rules.
It does kind of rule.
Yeah, they sit around. Yeah, they don't do much.
Dicking around.
It's kind of lame that he's living with his mother still. Schmitty's living with his mother.
Kind of lame. Charlie side mouths that. I mean, what is this like? Charlie's like shooting at like low hanging fruit to like chop Schmitty down. What is this behavior?
Well, I think it's similar to Chuckles and Little Man. I mean, they have a problem with each other.
Yeah, it's very apparent. Like they're just like going at each other, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
This is Charlie's retaliation.
But you know what's actually pretty lame is his mother's MS.
Oh, your mom has
Yeah, but she's doing okay. But he moved in to help with everything, and so Schmitty's a nice guy.
Yeah, I mean, as it turns out, he's doing something nice.
Well, it was kind of a downer story, though.
Wow.
Kind of a downer, that story.
How do you
Kind of
say
a downer.
that? How do you say that after that?
Yeah, it was kind of a downer, that story. Kind of a downer.
Well, what are you up to, man? What's your living situation like these days? What do you do? What are you up to?
Well, apparently Frank is his living situation these days. Frank says he is.
Yeah, and Frank's like laughing about it for some reason.
Yeah, what is Frank?
He's like, I'm his living situation. We share a bed. It's like,
shouldn't Frank be on Charlie's side?
yeah, yeah.
They sleep in bed, but according to Charlie, not every night.
Well, not every night. I don't know. He's pretending like it's not a real thing. He's trying to cover himself.
We get a nice bit of backstory here, some old timey thing with Charlie and Schmitty used to be roommates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They weren't just in the gang together; it was his roommate. I wonder what that situation was and where.
I bet that's what probably caused the whole rift to begin with.
It's gotta be. I mean, it has to.
You
be.
put them in one room. I mean, it's.
I would love to
chaos.
see a flashback episode, and it's like
Oh
a
man.
flashback episode, and Schmitty's living with him. Do you know what I mean? Like
I would have
time
loved
of
just
their
like a
life.
flashback scene.
Yeah, it's in Charlie's like same exact apartment or something.
Yeah.
And Schmitty actually says like, "Oh yeah, that's right. Like when we used to live together, he used to, we used to play all these stupid games at night. Like night crawlers. They used to play night crawlers.
I play night crawlers all the time.
Yeah, we get another mention of the game Night Crawlers, but we get a little more information of like what it is, kind of.
Yeah, because it was kind of like hush hush talked about.
Yeah, it was kind of shut up. Like,
The
shut
most
up
I think
about
we got about it previously was they used to roll around and pretend that they're worms, right?
Yeah, I
Crawling
think
around
so,
at the night.
yes. Yes, I think so. Yes, so I think that's why, because Schmitty suggests here that they should use blankets as dirt.
Or, a roaming base or...
Yeah, or a force field of some kind.
Yeah.
But that's not going to work. Charlie gets really... Frank is into this idea, but Frank gets aggravated. I mean, Frank is in this idea, but Charlie gets aggravated about this.
Oh, yeah.
Because
it's imagination-based game, right?
Well, you still be using your imagination.
Sure.
That's a great... I mean,
it is true. So you're still pretending you're a worm. You just have a blanket on you now.
Anyway around, and you're pretending the blanket is something else, too. Like,
It's even more imagination-based.
yeah. Well, it's imagination-based. Well, it'll still be imagination. It sounds like something Dennis would say. So this what Charlie, like, what does he do? He panics? Would you
Yeah,
say
this
he
is like a
panics?
desperate, like, interruption of, like...
You ever felt this way?
Have I ever felt this way?
Yeah.
No.
No, because I felt the way of like Schmitty's aggravating Charlie. I felt that.
Yeah, sure. I felt
But-
that before, too.
But I think drawing attention to yourself like that is the wrong move.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll see it in effect right now.
He's like, you know what the guys, they love this dance I do, the butt dance. Remember he starts doing the butt dance, but it's so forced.
Right. I mean, Schmitty points out quite the obvious, and it's almost like he's not even trying to be mean or anything to Charlie, but he's like, hey, dude, it looks like you're just not having fun while you're doing it. You know?
Yeah, you're not having fun doing it.
So why
you're not
would
having fun
we?
doing it, so we don't have fun watching it, and that is 100% translates to improv.
Oh, yeah. Comedy in general. Yeah.
It doesn't matter even if you're doing good improv. If you are having fun
Mm-hmm.
doing the bad improv, the audience is going to be with
Yeah.
you.
I've seen some bad improv, but like it looked like they were having fun, and I was all in.
Yes, 100%. So Schmitty does his own little version of the butt dance here. It has a little bit of different rhythm.
But.
Uh,
I kind of like the original, I like.
I kind of like the time capsule one.
Yeah.
I like the original, and they also
but time capsule. It's just like I don't think it can be topped.
the rest of the gang loves it. I mean, they love this, and
Mm-hmm.
they all congratulate and
Yeah, Schmitty. You know what you got? You know what you got that Charlie doesn't really quite have? It's that it factor.
right in front of Charlie. Like Charlie's standing right there. You have that Charlie doesn't have. Imagine like
Why would you point that out specifically? You know what? I feel like Schmitty and Charlie are both like kind of comedic relief a little bit. And I feel like maybe that's how he is boxing Charlie out.
Maybe, yeah. Like the gang looks to Charlie for like levity.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I feel like Schmitty's filling that void.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But Charlie wants to talk to everyone in the back room. So in the back office, Charlie makes Dennis and Mac choose him or Schmitty. And they choose Schmitty.
Spoiler.
It's him. It's always been him. I mean, it's always been him. It's like great.
I don't know why I didn't see that before.
It's always been him.
It's always been him.
That is like
That's so mean.
Yeah, it's crushing. Like, and Charlie's like, "What? Like, I'm out of the game.
I'm out of the game." And he
And
does
they
this like this silent hand gesture of like he can't even talk. Like
yeah, he's so stunned.
He's so beyond like words. He's thunderstruck.
And he starts walking out, but he looks back in the room, and they just go, him. And he walks out.
And this is where like Charlie is giving himself this own ultimatum. Like the guys didn't say this.
Right, but he can't be there with Schmitty is what he's saying. He's saying like I cannot be here with Schmitty. So it's either you want to be with me or you want to be with them, or I have to go.
So
you know
instead of Charlie working on himself, like everybody else has to change.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but I kind of get it though. Like if someone you just don't get along.
Yeah.
with,
No, I get
mean?
it.
It's like you just don't get along with them. Like
yeah.
Like positive and negative like protons and ions or whatever it is. They just don't.
I don't know. Don't ask me.
I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
I don't even know how magnets work.
So at the high school, Dee addresses Mr. Myers' students. Do you have anything on the classroom here? Any members of the classroom credited?
Yes, I have a few. I have Tyrone, who's played by Ray Oxius. He's from Brooklyn, New York. He was in Gilmore Girls, Entourage, Veronica Mars, Hannah Montana, How I Met Your Mother, Bones, and Is That a Gun in Your Pocket? Craig is played by Johnny Pemberton. He was born in 1981 from Rochester, Minnesota. He was in Middlemost Post, Superstore, which was on NBC, big show, Kroll Show, 22 Jump Street.
Do you know who Johnny Pemberton is?
Yes, I do.
Have you seen him do stand-up?
No, I haven't seen him do stand-up. I don't think he's really known for his stand-up, is he?
Well, he opened for Duncan Trussell when I saw him.
Oh, so you've seen him personally?
I've seen him. I've seen Johnny Pemberton, yes, live in front of do stand-up. He opened up for
Duncan
Trussell at like the Wilbur in Boston.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. Yeah, he's also he pops in on podcasts and stuff. Not really in the podcast circuit that I listen to mostly.
No, he's more of like a guest spot on TV. He gets like a lot of like little roles, you know.
Yeah. He's funny.
Yeah,
he's
no,
funny.
he's really funny.
He was also on that show Son of Zorn with Sudeikis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. I missed a ton of his credits then.
Well, you don't read every. You don't.
No. I just take a handful.
Credit. Yeah, and if you don't know what any of them are, you don't they don't stand out.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. What do we get next?
Lisa is played by Laura Pennington. Do you think she's related to Ty Pennington?
Well, I have both the images up on a board, so I think I willed that to be true.
Soon, only time. All right, she was in Cross the Line, Haunted High, Little Birds, Girl, Positive, Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans.
Yeah, Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. Yeah, that's like a
you know that one?
Ridiculous title of a movie. Yeah, I've never heard of that movie. Yeah.
I've never heard of that. Anyway, theater class student is played by Tiffany Simone English. She was in Greek, Drunk History, How to Get Away with Murder, Dear White People, 20-somethings, and has a bunch of like Glee, the Carmichael Show, Uncle Buck, and Recovery Road stand-in roles. I'm not exactly sure what like stand-in truly means. You know what I mean? Like
the most I know about stand-ins is that episode of Seinfeld when Kramer was a stand-in.
Okay.
But I think it's like you You know, like, it's crazy to think about it. It kind of sucks, like, when you see, like, how movies are made, it takes, like, all the magic out of it. But, like, a lot of the times, like, when someone's talking to someone and they're, like, the camera's going back and forth to the person talking, sometimes they're not even in the same room. And the person's shoulder that you see, like,
oh, yeah, that's right.
is just a
That's
completely
right.
different person. It's a stand-in. It's someone else.
Yeah.
That's basically what stand-ins are. They'll do a scene with somebody, but the camera isn't on them. The camera's only on the other person reacting to them.
Okay.
Because the other person, sometimes people are like, oh, I'm so famous, I don't want to waste my time doing that, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah. No, I was under the impression stand-in was like an understudy. I'm thinking of like an understudy where like someone that like learns all the roles or whatever, and like if they need someone in a pinch, like
I don't think that's what it is. I think
it's a different thing. A stand-in is what you were talking about.
It's the cover for when like the person's not there. On
literally
like,
a body
angles, a body, from the behind or to get the lighting. It's just a body.
I can do that. I have a body. Maybe I could be a stand-in someday.
Yeah, get in there. You should. Yeah, I don't know who you'd stand in for. Or
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. That'd be pretty sweet.
He's so awesome.
But you gotta fly those jets and everything and jump off buildings.
Not a problem.
So Dee comes in here and there's a whole classroom. This is where we meet the class, and she lets everyone know, she's Dee Reynolds and she's an actress and comedian. She says she's a professional actress and comedian. Like I don't know how professional she is. I think you get paid for that.
So comedian, do you like that term? Do you hate that term?
I hate that term.
It's
I
so
think
like old timey, right?
Because everybody hates it. Yeah. Comedian, like it's so stupid. Like a comedian, and I think the same thing for actor or an actress. They're just actors.
Yeah,
they're all actors
to me.
Yeah, they're actors. Like that term. What was the term of gendered?
Exactly. I don't.
She's a professional comedian, and
I'm gonna start introducing myself as a comedian.
A comedian.
Yeah.
It's like a comedian. You try to put the
emphasis on the cum.
Different. Yeah. I mean, I usually do.
At least you try.
One of the people, one of the students wants to know, what has Dee acted in?
A lot. I've acted in a lot of things. You may not have seen all of them or any of them. It's no time for questions. I'll let you know when it's time for questions, though. I'll let you know when it's time for questions.
Dee seems unprepared
to
answer a very simple question.
Yeah. What have you appeared to? She could say an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
That's right. She should have said that. That would have been so funny.
And she's done some off Broadway with The Nightman Cometh.
That's right too. Yeah, she should have said Nightman Cometh and M. Night Shyamalan. But like, if you're gonna say you're an actor, you have to be prepared for
what have you acted in? Yeah. If Eric, you say you have a podcast, and I say, "What is your podcast?" You should be prepared to answer that question, right?
Yeah, I should be prepared to be able to tell you that. Like, even if I was lying, I should have some sort of answer.
Yeah. Well, what kind of liar are you?
Yeah. And she wants everyone to put their phones away because everyone's just doing whatever. But one of the kids is like, "No, I'm all right." And Dee kind of zings him here a little bit.
Yeah, said the turkey. Oh no! Who's she?
How would you rate that zing?
That's a 9 out of 10 for me. A turkey? I call people at work turkeys all the time. I just walk into a room. I go, "What's up, turkeys?" They all look at me like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Said the turkey. Said the turkey. It's just like I don't know.
It's on a level of a not joke.
Yeah, it's like it's not. It's
like anti-comedy.
Yeah, but she starts laughing. Oh, wait, who's she? Who's she? She'll zing you. She'll zing you back.
She'll zing you. She'll zap you. Just know that about me.
And they start coughing. Everyone in the class starts doing this coughing thing.
Yeah, Pemberton starts the coughing, and have you? Is this a reference? What is this?
No, I think this is just a way for kids to be annoying. Like,
Yeah, but how do they all know to do it at the same time?
I
How
don't know.
do they have
ever
group
f-
mind?
That's because they've done it before. Because he says, "Oh, they're doing
Sure,
the coughing
but
thing."
yeah, but what is the coughing thing?
Like one person starts coughing.
Someone younger than us probably knows the answer, but
Well, it's just I feel like when I was in high school too, like then your class like it's just like yes anding. One person starts like coughing.
yeah, but
and
we
then-
would know how to do that, but people don't. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like a class of like a couple kids like dickhead like kids trying to be funny and like I think they would catch. I don't know. I feel like it's something that could happen.
You put a lot of faith in those kids.
I do. They're in drama class. They probably take improv classes.
Yeah, maybe.
So yeah, as Mr. Myers points out, they're doing their coughing thing, and he lets them just take out their phones and do whatever.
They
But,
do love
what-
their phones.
Where's that inspirational man that Dee knew like when she was in this class?
My inspiration in those days was fueled entirely by the alcohol.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, 100%.
So then Charlie shows up, and Dee tosses some inspiration his way. So yeah, the door just kind of pops open here,
Okay.
and it's Charlie.
He just like a walk on real quick.
And what I would call, if I was an improv teacher, I would say a disruptive walk.
Yeah, this is not like I don't know. This doesn't really propel the story in any way, really.
Like in an improv scene, it would take focus away from everything. I mean, it'd be like, what the hell? Then, how did he know Dee was here?
There's a lot of like fill in the blanks that we don't really understand about this, but he does like pop in, and he what? Like, what does he want from her?
Well, he just wants to hang out. At first, he's like, what's going on? You want to hang out?
Yeah, but like,
just
how does he
bored.
know? Yeah, you're right. This is kind of convoluted.
Well, he got kicked out of the gang, and they any one of them, whenever something like this happens, they do fall on D. They resort to D. Every one of them.
Yeah. Well, they know she'll always be there.
Yeah, you know, like when Mac comes in, he's like, you know what, we should get married or whatever that thing was.
Mhm.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
Or like,
Mac
or
fights
like,
gay marriage.
yeah. Or like Dennis always will show up. Like when
Oh
they
yeah,
were,
when
they
he
broke-
breaks up with Mac, he just stops
yeah.
by for a movie night.
Yeah, they fall back on D. Like D's their one and only other friend besides each other. They
True.
have to fall
Yeah.
back on. So yeah, he figured out she was there, and he shows up. He wants to hang out, and he explains everything that happened. He got kicked out of the gang, all that. And she explains. I don't know where this idea that she has a new job comes from, but she explains she has a new job. She's a teacher now. I don't know where any of this comes from.
I mean, well,
And
Dr. Larry Myers like
are you there?
pronounced her a teacher. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, but like.
That doesn't make it official, obviously.
Coming to talk to the class like one time, or right, is one time.
Yeah,
It's
she's
a-
getting ahead of herself, but she is looking as this might be a career for me.
Yeah, she's a teacher now, and she's trying to inspire these kids. But maybe she could toss. I love the term "toss some inspiration my way." Well, she toss some inspiration Charlie's way, like, and she does.
She actually gives her really good advice.
Yeah, she does.
Says,
She really does.
Charlie, you are really good at cleaning shit out of toilets and taking the trash and throwing it into dumpsters. So why don't you get a new job somewhere else doing those kinds of things and make friends there, okay?
Charlie takes that in, and what she is saying is that he should get a job at that school and be best friends with Dick.
100%.
It's funny when they want to be best friends with Day.
Yeah. I mean, it's always like, I feel like Charlie is more inclined than anyone else, right?
Oh, definitely. He's done it before. I
Mhm.
mean, they teamed up to do the acting thing. They like, that's another thing she could have mentioned in her acting.
Oh, it's
gig.
street
the
acting.
cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They Charlie and Dia when when they team up, it's more civil
Mm-hmm.
than any of the other ones, kind of. So yeah, so she gives him some good advice, and he's gonna go talk to the principal. He's gonna get a job there, but she doesn't want that. No, don't do that. Don't do that. So then, at an Italian restaurant, Dennis, Mac, and Frank ask Schmitty to officially rejoin the gang.
We're Hey, all right. There's the man.
What's up, buddy?
This place is pretty nice.
Yeah.
What's going on? You guys gonna try to bang me afterwards or something?
Very nice turn.
It's gonna. We only come here for special occasions.
Yeah.
Good. Wait, what's the occasion?
Well, we brought you to this luncheon, Schmitty, because we want to make this official.
Yeah.
Mac, do you have the ring?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Schmitty, we missed a lot of good years, a lot of special time
Yeah?
with you, and
Thanks.
you know what? I don't think I can do this.
Okay,
Why are you
I'll
being
take
a
over
puss?
from here. I'll
Why is
take
he being
over.
a big time puss?
Schmitty,
Emotional.
we want you back, if you'll have us.
What the hell is this shit?
It's a sterling silver clover ring.
When we put all four of them together, makes a 4-leaf clover, solidifying our bond for all time.
You're kidding though, right?
No, we've never been more serious in our lives.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. Sure.
Yes?
right,
Yes?
all
He said
right.
yes.
Yes,
I'm hungry.
Oh!
We bagged them.
Food
Whoa,
is
wait, hold on.
here.
Wait, no, I didn't order yet.
Oh, that's okay. I took care of the food already.
Yes, Dennis orders for us.
That is a humongous shrimp.
Well, it's because it's not a shrimp, Frank. It's a prawn.
Yeah, and I don't like prawns, so I eat around them.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take your prawns if you want to take my salad. No?
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
you
I'll
can
do.
do that.
No,
Just
wait,
put your
hold
prawns
on.
over
Why don't you
salad.
just order what you want?
Well, Dennis kind of has the best palate.
Yeah, I have the most refined palate, Schmitty. That's just how we do things now. You've been away for a while. It's fine.
No, that's not what I'm gonna do. Excuse me. Hey, come here really quick. Can I get, you have linguini? Yeah, can I get linguini instead? And what do you guys want? Order whatever you want.
Linguini's
Come
too
on.
heavy for lunch.
No, what do you want?
I want fries.
Fries for this guy.
I can have fries?
Oh, you
Yeah,
don't like your
absolutely.
salad all of a sudden, Mac?
Dennis, I hate salad.
You hate salad.
Yeah,
Where
I
is this
didn't wanna
coming
say
from?
anything.
I hate this restaurant.
Yeah, this restaurant blows.
I'll have a ginger ale.
All right.
Yeah,
There you go.
okay.
Come on, man. Get into it. Nice.
I'm saying that now. Can I say that now?
What?
Yeah!
Absolutely. Take it. That's yours. Yeah, by all means.
All right.
Yeah, did you get a ginger ale?
Ross, I love this scene. This is so funny.
This is a great scene. This is a lot of fun. I love it. I love just Dennis like not getting his way and being a little bit sour about it.
Right. Well, I love what we find out about Dennis and the like. I love what we find out. You know what I mean? Like, Dennis orders their food for them because he has a more refined palate. That's a wild thing to find out.
Well, this late in the series, right? Wouldn't you
Yeah.
say this almost goes under inventing in improv, where you're sort of like rewriting the past in a way that we didn't see it the way before?
Yes and no, because Dennis does have a weird, like, manipulative, like.
Sure, but we've never seen him like order food for someone at Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, but we never seen them order the food.
That's true too.
You know what I mean? We never seen the actual process of the food being ordered. So
Yeah,
who knows?
I just think I just think it's like almost on the verge of like, I don't know if I buy this reality, especially later.
It comes out of nowhere. Is like what you're
Yes. And like you're saying, we haven't seen these specific things happen before, but we've never like I'll just say it. We've never seen them wear the ring.
Yeah, the rings are funny. The ring almost feels like they made it up like for this specific. Like even the gang will like say, "Oh no, we just made these."
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. That's why it's inventing.
Right. Yeah.
We're pulling this out of the spot to serve this one purpose. It sort of distorts past reality. I won't think about it beyond that, but like it does bother me a little bit. It's a fun episode.
As Frank says in the gang gets held hostage, you don't think about this too much.
No, I know. We're here for fun.
It is. It's sort of like, when you're writing this, is it more fun to have these goofy rings? Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I
No,
mean? So
I
just
know.
fuck it. So this place, it comes down, Schmitty's like, yeah, this place is nice. Wow, what are you guys going to bang me after this?
What a great line. I've actually used that in real life before.
Did anyone do this like insane fake laugh that Mac does?
Not quite. But Dennis does tell him to like keep it down a little bit.
does.
It's like
He tells
this
him
is
to
too
cool
much
it.
of a laugh.
Yeah, he tells them to calm down. And no. They're here because it's a special occasion and they want to make it official. And Dennis like starts trying to talk, and this is when Dennis starts getting choked up again.
Yeah, this is the second beat of that. And, Mac goes digging for the ring in his pocket.
well, why is he being a big time puss? This is what Schmitty says. Well, why is he being a big time puss?
It's a little much, but
A little much. Yeah.
but it does raise some questions why Dennis is getting very emotional about, I don't know, having a lunch
I don't
in the
know.
middle
Dennis
of the
is
day. Like,
Dennis is the hormones. It's part of the hormones.
because they're twins, they share hormones.
Well, they say Max says to Schmitty, "We want you back," and he presents him this clover ring.
Mm-hmm.
What the shit is this? Apparently when they all put their hands together, it makes a 4-leaf clover. And this is like what? Stupid as fuck. I mean, what is this?
This is like, it's like cringy. It's so cringy.
Like if we were on an improv team and there was like someone on a team like trying to do this, I would feel insanely uncomfortable.
I'd be embarrassed. I'd be like, wow,
Yeah.
someone thought this was an idea.
I don't know. It's so crazy. Yeah, they put together. It forms a 4-leaf clover, and
Solidifying their bond to the end of time.
Schmitty says, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Yeah,
He's like, I don't care. Like the way he's like, yeah, whatever, I don't care.
They're taking it like so extremely serious.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, okay, whatever. This is what I need to do. And then, yeah, fine.
And Frank's like, "Oh, we bagged him. We bagged him."
Yeah, this
That's what he
is a
says.
proposal, right? This is a proposal
Yeah,
in a
it's
weird
like,
way.
It's supposed to kind of like something of a proposal scene.
I mean, solidifying a
Yeah.
bond to the end of time.
And this is where the food comes. Food starts being delivered, but Schmitty didn't even order yet.
Oh, I didn't order yet.
But no, Dennis already took care of it. He orders because he has the most refined palate.
Yeah, you've been away for a while, Schmitty. This is just how we do things now.
It's funny when it's delivered. Like she's like, "Oh, it's like humongous shrimp." It's not a shrimp, Frank. It's a prawn. And he like corrects. So what is up with that? Like weird dialogue. Like, and there is a difference between a shrimp and a prawn, and usually prawns are bigger.
Sure.
But like, why not? Why didn't he just say it's a big prawn? Like, what was the point of Dennis like correcting him? Is that improv? Was that improv? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, because he said, well, it's not a shrimp. It's a prawn.
I know, but if you were writing a script, would you bother writing that?
Yeah, I would. If
Oh,
Dennis
okay.
ordered for them, then
Yeah.
it means the guys aren't even aware of what they're eating.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. I see.
So
what you're
it takes
saying,
the
yeah.
step. It's like an even step further from like he ordered something we knew about, but now he's ordering stuff
Right.
we don't even know about. And apparently Mac does know about prawn because he eats around them.
Yeah, he doesn't like him, so he's around him. So Frank was like, "Well, I'll trade you my salad for your prawn,"
And looks to Dennis for like approval on that.
and Dennis gives him the approval. Yeah, that's fine. Why is that fine?
I don't know.
Seems like it shouldn't be.
Yeah, it feels like it should. It's like off limits, right?
Yeah, kinda. And so they start swapping. This really confuses Schmitty. This is like really takes Schmitty like, what is going on here? Like, why don't you just order like what you want?
Yeah, he doesn't
what
like
is-
this, and honestly, I wouldn't either. Would you?
Are you crazy? No, no.
I hate this. This
That's
is my nightmare.
psychotic. Yeah, that's absolutely psychotic. And he calls over a waiter, and because he's like, no, I'm not doing that. And he calls over a waiter, and he orders some linguini.
Yeah. And he's like, what do you guys want? Order whatever you want.
Linguini's too heavy for lunch. I mean, Dennis like sneaks that in there like, well, no, linguini's too heavy for a lunch. And
Mac wants fries.
fries, yeah, and then he's like, the way he goes, it's a fries for him. I can get fries. The way he says that,
I can have
like a little
fries?
kid, like a little.
What, you don't like your salad off a sudden, Mac?
I hate salad. Then I hate. The
You
salad,
hate
Dennis.
salad? Where is this coming from?
Yeah, it's like the way he says that too. Like I hate salad. Like he's admitting it. You know what I mean?
Where, like, Dennis is, like, shocked. Where is this coming from?
And apparently Frank doesn't even like the restaurant. None of this is good.
Yeah, this restaurant blows.
And Mac sneaks in an extra ginger ale there too. He gets a ginger ale.
Oh, and a ginger ale for this guy. Like, I like how, like, this is snowballing, and, like, you could just see Dennis, like, boiling.
Right, yeah. This is like this totally gets out of like it completely falls out of Dennis's hands.
Right.
Like, he had it like perfect in his hand, and then it's just smashed to the ground. Yeah. And Mac wants to do his little whip thing. He wants to do Schmitty's whip thing now.
Oh yeah, you can have that, dude. Would you get a ginger ale? I love that.
Why
like,
does he say that?
I don't know, because it's like Max going what? Like he has like the freedom to do whatever he wants now. Like he's taking Hia and like, would you order a ginger ale? You're crazy. Like,
like they're shocked and blown away that they can order whatever food they want.
yeah.
Like, that's surprising to them.
Because they've only been able to eat what they're been ordered for them, right?
So at the high school, Charlie applies for and gets a janitor job.
I'm a little confused. Are you telling me that this photo of Bruce Jenner is your resume?
Well, when I showed up this morning, I didn't have a formal resume on me, so I was sort of hoping the photograph of Mr. Jenner could represent the standard of excellence I'm hoping to bring to this position.
I see, and you're looking for a job as a substitute teacher.
Substitute janitor. Look, I'll clean this building so good, you're not going to know what to do with yourself. You know what I mean? And I'm not a proud man. You know, I'll do the jobs that the other guys don't want to do. I'll degrade myself. I'll make a genuine ass out of myself. Yeah. Hey, look, I'll swallow that eraser whole just to prove to you.
No, please.
I'll swallow it whole.
No, you don't have to do that. But I have to say, I don't think I've ever encountered someone who's so passionate about joining our custodial staff.
The passion I have for the work that I do is extraordinary. It probably goes beyond Jenner.
Uh-huh.
And I'm serious. I'll eat that eraser whole. Come
Oh,
on,
no,
I'll eat it.
it's not. You don't need to eat the eraser to prove your point.
Sure.
You have the job.
Are you serious?
I love your attitude. It's
Sir,
fantastic.
I'm not going to let you down. I mean,
All right.
I'm going to start cleaning immediately.
Okay.
Immediately. But first, can I eat the eraser?
You're saying you want to eat the eraser?
Well, I'm asking if it's edible because it certainly smells of grapes.
I don't think it's edible.
Can I just test it?
I'd rather you didn't. I kind of want to. I might need it.
All right. Well, you win this one. I'll pick up one of my own and I'll eat that one. And that way everybody wins.
All right. Well, welcome aboard.
All right. Thanks so much.
And Ross, before we jump into the scene, you got anything on our principal?
Yes, Principal Mac is played by Dave Foley. He was born 1963 from Toronto, Canada. He was in The Kids in the Hall, as we previously talked about. He was in News Radio. I loved News Radio. Committed, Run.
Me too.
Wasn't it a good show? Underrated.
Yeah, it was. It was very funny, yeah.
Committed, Run, Running, Run, Will and Grace, Scrubs, Dr. Ken, The Middle.
So it starts off here with his name is Principal Mac.
Yeah.
How strange. Principal Mac is holding up a picture of Bruce Jenner.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with Bruce Jenner? Or
yes.
Caitlyn Jenner, as she is known now?
The athlete?
Yeah. Well, Bruce Jenner is
What do
now
you
known
have
as
to
Caitlyn
say
Jenner.
about
Well,
What's that?
Bruce Jenner is now known as Caitlyn Jenner.
Correct.
As she's known now.
Yeah.
But this was a picture of her when I don't even know what year this would have been. What, the 80s?
So that's a picture from 1976. It was the Montreal
70s.
Olympics. So so Bruce Jenner, I guess I didn't even know this. I don't even know like Olympic history or anything like that. So in the US, I guess like they can compete across like numerous events, and I guess he went like five for five, like making his personal best like performances during these 5 events that like in one day.
Wow.
Imagine like doing the best you've ever done at something 5 times in a row in front of the whole world. Like that's crazy.
No, like to be like truly at the top of your game is I don't think I've ever been or will get there. Like what could be being at the complete top of my game? Like to have tangible proof of being at the top of your game. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty wild. Well, apparently he's thinking this picture of Bruce Jenner is
A substitute for a resume?
Yeah, it's a representation of the standard of excellence he's going to bring to this job. And if it's going by those like that performance,
Then
that's,
I mean
that's some hell,
that's
that's
100%.
some gas excellence.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's holding this picture is like because he didn't have his resume on him or
Not a
anything.
formal one, no.
Where did he get this picture? From the 70s?
It looks like he ripped out of a magazine because it does have like tears.
What magazine has this picture in it? I mean,
I don't know. You probably went to the high school library.
so and the Principal Mac here thinks he's applying to be a substitute teacher.
Substitute janitor?
A substitute janitor. Why does he say that? He just doesn't know.
Well, D is well, she can't be a teacher, but she's a substitute teacher, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't know that. She didn't say that to him.
Yeah, and she's not officially a substitute teacher, right?
She's just speaking to the class.
Yeah, she's just. I'm getting confused. But yeah,
but
I think it's just a funny juxtaposition. It's a zig when you think someone's gonna zag.
I think it's just a joke.
Yeah.
And he's gonna clean this building so good. And he's not a proud man. He'll degrade himself.
Yeah, I'll do the jobs that the other guys don't want to do. I'll make a genuine ass out of myself.
Genuine ass out of this.
I'll swallow that eraser hole just to prove it to you.
Well, he doesn't have to do that. Principal Mac seems to be pretty impressed.
Because I'll swallow it whole.
And he says that the passion he's like, because he says like, wow, I've never seen anyone with your passion.
Yeah.
And he says that his passion is extraordinary beyond Jenner.
Yeah, it probably goes beyond Jenner.
Goes beyond Jenner. Like I didn't catch that till like probably like the fourth time or something we were watching this. That little line of it goes
Spoiler
beyond
alert,
Jenner.
that's my favorite line.
Really?
Yeah, it probably goes beyond Jenner. Like to like create like a status of excellence and be like, it probably goes beyond that. Like I've already established my resume, which I think is like the best thing possible. I think
Jenner.
I'm better than the best thing possible.
You know what? He gets the job. He doesn't have to do, it's
Are you
it's
serious?
great.
He loves his attitude. It's fantastic. But can I eat that eraser first?
So are you saying you want to eat the eraser? I love that. Like that's such a good like voice of reason.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's like perceptive. It's real good listening, I think.
Yeah. So you're saying you want to eat the eraser?
Yeah. Because it's not a matter of like
the job anymore.
Yeah, it's not for the job. There's no stakes. It's just something you want to do at this point. Well, I'm asking because it sort of smells of grapes.
Yeah, smells of grapes. But no, he doesn't,
Can I just test
edible. It? No, because he might need it. Yeah.
All right. Well, you win this one. I'll pick one of my own, and I'll eat that one. That way, everyone wins.
This is so crazy. Like,
would you still hire the guy?
No, he's trying to eat an eraser. So then, at the bar, Schmitty goes through the initiation ritual. And they're kind of at the bar here, and they're worried that he's late. He's supposed to be there at 3, and he finally comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And
did you? Where the hell is it? What did we say? 3? Did we say 3? 3 o'clock.
Yeah,
the guys are like so like panicky and like they're like on pins and needles about this, right?
Yeah, they're taking it way too serious, taking all the fun out of it.
Yeah, like I wouldn't want to go.
And Schmitty didn't think being late mattered, but apparently it does.
All right.
And he's not wearing the ring.
Oh, come on. You don't really want me to wear that thing, did you?
And Mac's face, like, he looks like offended. He's like, we're pretty big sticklers with that. Like, he looks like he can't believe it.
Like, you said that? Like, pop that on.
Pop that on.
Sorry about that. So, time to ring. Got it.
And there's candles, and he points over at some flowers.
Where'd you steal these from?
And you catch Dennis going, we bought those.
Yeah. They're
like they can't take a joke. Like they can't.
No. Because this means so much. It like there's no such thing as a joke right now. Everything has to go according to like plan, you know.
And they get a picture of Schmitty here.
Where'd you get that?
We got to you.
We got to you, Schmitty. We got to you.
We got to you.
Would that worry you? Like,
yeah, it's so scary. And this is where Schmitty says it. He says the greatest voice of reason line there could be.
This is weird as hell. You guys see that, right?
You guys see that, right? Like, don't you wish you could say that to people sometimes? Like, this is weird
all
as
the
hell.
time.
You see that, right?
Yeah,
like,
I want to say it all the time. All the time.
Like, am I the crazy one, or like you see how how strange this is, right?
Yeah.
And they are like,
Now, what's weird about this? This is a men's ceremony, okay? They have ceremonies for all sorts of men's clubs. The Mafia, the Freemasons, the White House.
so the gang is a men's club.
The White House is a men's club?
I mean,
Wow.
I mean, I
It's
don't
a
know,
funny
but,
joke.
Like, I kind of get the Freemason and stuff, but there probably is some weird ritual. But it is funny to then also mention the White House. And what they're doing, whenever you have to state what you're doing is very cool, it's probably not. You
Trust
have
me.
to tell
What we're
someone
doing
it's
is
very
very cool.
So Frank goes to light the candles, and Dennis puts on the song. And this is Sadness Part 1 by Enigma.
Is that tell me about Enigma. They are a band, or what do they do?
Ross, Enigma is a German musical project founded in 1990 by Romanian-German musician and producer Michael Cretu. Yeah,
Cool.
and it's just kind of weird shit.
They don't have any hits or anything, right? This is just kind of like a miscellaneous track that they found, or
as far as I can tell, yeah. As far as I can tell, I looked it up on YouTube to confirm, and that is this song.
no? Cool.
And as the subtitles, I don't know if you watch this. With
Oh, I
subtitles,
do.
But they describe this as monks chanting to disco music.
Yeah, that's what it says. Monks chanting to disco beat.
Oh, disco beat. Like they can't sometimes they'll say the title of the song.
That's why I thought maybe it wasn't I don't know,
I thought they
known or
made up
anything. Yeah,
made it up or something. But no, it's a real song by Enigma. Sadness Part 1. And as soon as the beat kicks in, because it does have like a kind of a cool beat.
Yeah,
they
they
do
start
this
swaying.
The sway thing, like it's hard to convey in the audio format. Like, you gotta see them sway. Like they do it the same
The
exact
shoulders,
time.
like.
And Smitty kind of makes a joke, and they tell him, "No, take it seriously. You gotta take this seriously." And so the ceremony will start with Mac doing a sweet roundhouse kick to a bell they have set up here. Oh, we should say that they have like a chair.
Oh yeah,
with
yeah.
a picture of him.
Let's start over. Let's talk about like the setting right now. They have a boombox on the bar, and next to the boombox is a bouquet of flowers, right?
Yeah.
And to the just right of the bar, where the bar stools are, is a hanging bell. And then we have a red carpet right down the middle of the bar, right?
Right.
And there's an office chair with two end tables that have candelabras on them, and a large photograph, a
Very
candid,
large.
I guess.
They do this quite
It
often.
looks kind of
these
like
large-
just like his headshot or something, right?
They
Jason
do this
Sudeikis.
often. It does, and don't they do this often with these large photos?
Yes, yeah. We've already seen and Max and Dennis. I'm sorry, and Mac and Charlie's died. Don't they have
the funeral?
a photo, a blown up photo?
I believe so, but and they also the baby when they were faking the baby in the coffin.
That's right.
And do we do that episode? Yeah, we must have.
Yeah.
Yeah. The baby. They do this like this blown up picture thing. I don't know. It's a good thing.
It's a funny thing.
So Mac is gonna do a sweet roundhouse, and he's having a hard time doing it.
Oh yeah, it takes him a few times.
And as this is happening, Schmitty is like commenting.
Yeah, he's get some color commentary.
And Dennis is trying to stop Schmitty from doing that. Like he's saying to Schmitty, like, "No, it's cool. This is all part of it. Like, no, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it." Like he's trying to get him to like stop.
Yeah. But like it's so obvious. Mac misses 5 times in a row, and like
It's all part of it, though. Just enjoy it.
enjoy it.
Enjoy it. It could be fun. It could be fun.
It could be cool.
Could be cool. And so Schmitty just gets up and does it himself. and does like a yeah, and kicks the bell. And Mac does this crazy look at Dennis.
It's the Kubrick look.
Oh yeah. You're
Remember we were
right.
talking about that before?
Yeah.
Yeah, the pointed head down look.
And this is where Mac is off board. So first it was like kind of Dennis at the restaurant.
Well, first it was Charlie. We get the
first
three
Charlie,
little
of
pigs.
course. Charlie's like
Right?
the original,
Mhm.
right? But like Dennis kind of sours on him at the restaurant, and
Mhm.
Mac sours on him here.
3 strikes,
and
you're out.
before we got a scene, I would regret it if I didn't mention that. Yes, this is diegetic music. They are playing diegetic music out of the radio.
Thank you.
In Dennis's car, they kick Schmitty out of the gang and attempt to push him out of a moving vehicle. And Schmitty's excited because that ceremony was pretty lame, but ending it with hot air balloons, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, hot air balloon ride. It's pretty kick ass.
That would be awesome.
I like how they're all like sitting in this car. They don't want to be with him. They've lured him with this like idea of a balloon ride just to get him in the car so they could push him out of the car. Like,
Yeah, like he
why don't they just tell him to leave?
Them. Yeah, he didn't come with them.
Right.
So yeah, he could have left. Like presumably he has his own car.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, and then they say to him that he's out of the gang, and Frank, push him out. Frank, push him out, Frank.
Like you hear Dennis is like
Yes.
squeaking like
Yeah.
squeal like push him out.
Frank can't do it, so they pull over, and Schmitty just gets out.
Right. It was nice to meet you. Like he says that to Frank after Frank tried to push him out of a movie. It was very nice to meeting you.
and I love this where, all right, Dennis, peel out.
I was gonna peel out, and then you don't take the steam out of it for me.
Dennis hates that. Dennis hates
when
like,
you
he's
jump the
about
gun
to
on
do-
him.
Yeah, when you jump the gun on him. That is really something that bothers Dennis. It happens quite a bit. If like he's trying to do a speech or he's trying to like say something or work something, and
But you
you
couldn't
sort of
wait
get
for it.
for that. But my friends, they couldn't wait
For that.
for that. Like he just like can't. He needs like his timing.
Yeah. It's important.
So they peel out and
Tell people we pushed you. What a great line.
that's a great line. So in Dr. Meyer's classroom, Dee comes in hot and lets the class know they're going to rehearse Frankenstein. So she comes in kind of like all excited.
Yeah, she's
Tells
got a
the
keyboard
teacher-
and everything.
Yeah, she tells Dr. Meyer she's gonna inspire him. Slams a book down on this kid's table. Rise and shine, dickwad.
Okay,
And
this
she
is a
says-
great teacher. And he is wasted on you. Well, not anymore. We're going to be rehearsing a little musical today called Frankenstein.
Now, isn't it so strange to hear one of the gang members praise somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
this is a great teacher. He's wasted on you. That seems so crazy for one of the gang to say.
To be appreciative or recognize someone else's excellence over theirs or any, gratuitive nature of any kind.
Well, that's just stupid.
Get out. You're stupid.
You're stupid. Yeah, like, that's such a D comeback. These comebacks are just you're that thing.
What
that
you
would
said,
say.
now you.
And you know what? And anyone else that doesn't want to be here, they should just go too.
And all the students get up and start
Everybody
leaving.
gets up. But no, that's just something people say. And
It's
everyone
just
sit
like
back
laugh
down.
it off. I love that when Dee like makes a big mistake like that and tries to retract it. It's not. It's just something people say. You guys are gonna love this.
So then we cut to the rehearsal of Frankenstein already in progress. And we got two people on the stage being like villagers. Dr. Myers is playing the keyboard that Dee brought, and he's wearing like a doctor outfit.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are on stage reading. And
Robotically.
This is where, robotically, not acting very well. And this is where we see Dee stomp on to stage in full Frankenstein regalia.
Regalia, yeah.
It is just like, wow. Where and when did this happen?
And I like when we get this like whole like little like I don't know monologue out of her.
A song.
Yeah,
like
we get a little bit of a song.
Now, I'm not familiar. Now, I didn't look anything up on Frankenstein. Are you aware of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein?
Yeah, I know of it. I haven't read it.
It's on my. I didn't look anything up on the Wikipedia because it is on my. It's in my audiobook queue, and I'm gonna listen to it. It's only like it's not long. It's like 5 hours or something. It's
Okay,
not
yeah,
that long.
that's doable.
And because I listen to like because sometimes you think like old ass books. I mean, how good can they be? But I listened to an old ass like over 100-year-old Sherlock Holmes book, and it was awesome.
Well, those are different. I think those are different.
Yeah, maybe, but like, there's a reason we all know Frankenstein.
Well, yeah,
You know
I mean
what
the
Like,
classics are classics for a reason, right?
They
stand the test of time.
I've been listening to some of those books, going like, let me find out why.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to a James Bond book and stuff, being like, where did all this shit come from? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I am going to do that with Frankenstein. I do have that on the list to do because I am curious. Like, is this actually good, or is this going to be boring as shit? You know?
Well, I guess we'll find out.
We're going to find out. So yeah, she sings this little song here about her deadly clutch, and she sort of does like the stage directions. After she's done with her song, she slips out into the.
I retreat into the mist, and now, Dr. Myers, you are Dr. Frankenstein, so get up here and get acting.
That's right. He's so excited to do it, and he puts a loop
Pleasure,
on.
D. I like how he does this like swift arm movement of like yes, let's go get him. Like and he like immediately slips and fall.
He slips and falls, and I am shattered to pieces.
What a great line! A lot of great
yeah.
lines in this episode. Unbelievable.
Oh,
great
I
dialogue.
am shattered to pieces.
I know, and then the way he's like looking up and holding his hand up.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It is so theatrical that like I would have to ask myself, are you acting right now?
No, you bitch! I think I broke my hand.
Why is this stage so slippery? What an observation. Why is this so slippery?
Slippery. So then in the hallway of the high school, Dennis, Mac, and Frank ask Charlie to be back in the gang. And they come running up in the hallway, and they're slipping and sliding.
Yeah, we get this like nice cut to of like why is the floor so slippery? Like,
yeah,
and we get our answer right away. Charlie's been waxing the floors of the of the school for the last 2 hours. Did the whole school?
Yeah, the whole school real good. Only took them 2 hours.
It's pretty fast.
And they're like doing their fake like nice. They're like pretending to be impressed and shit. And he lets them know that Dee inspired him. She said that he could make this whole school slippery.
I said, sure, I'll give him my best shot.
And then she also threw in that they could be best friends.
And I was like, sure, I'll give him my best shot too.
They seem confused by this, don't they? The rest of the game?
Doesn't this conversation remind you of the last episode where Charlie and Dee have a conversation by the McBoyles? In Dee's version, it's like she like kind of lashes out at him, but in Charlie's version, like they have a cordial conversation of like nice costume. Right. Is this like Charlie always misinterprets conversations, or
with Dee,
or is he just really trying to make the gang jealous?
Maybe it's a little bit of both. I'm not sure. But anyways, nevertheless, Dennis is like, all right. So Dennis starts trying to talk, and then typical fashion, he starts crying, starts getting upset. And Mac even says, like, what's wrong with you? Like, Mac like questions it now.
Yeah, because before, I don't know, I had a bigger weight because it was with Schmitty. I don't know.
Yeah. So Mac finishes, and Mac gives Charlie the clover ring and wants him back in the gang.
Yeah.
It's pretty classy that they're doing that, but they should have done it sooner. He's
A
janitor
long
now.
time ago. I'm a janitor now.
Flicks the ring at Mac.
Yeah, falls on the floor.
It falls on the floor right behind him.
Yeah.
And he starts waxing the floor and walking away, but looking directly at them.
Yeah, he has that, like, looking back at them.
And we end of the episode. And it's one of those episodes that ends without a conclusion and does not have a to be continued.
And relies on the next episode.
Yeah. Interesting to not have a to be continued.
I mean, it is...
Because they have had a to be continued. It's happened.
Yeah, but they've also had no to be continued.
That's what I mean. There's no system.
Yeah.
Just
they got to
it's the
figure that
Wild
shit
West.
out. But it seems like every season has a two-parter, and this is going to be the one.
Right. Right, yeah. And that's the end of the episode. Ross, what is your favorite character?
My favorite character is going to be Schmitty. Just to have new blood within the gang is kind of rare.
I'm going to go with, I agree. I would have went Schmitty if I wasn't going to go D for just the Frankenstein.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like just doing the makeup for that, 30 seconds?
Yeah, just doing the 30 seconds is pretty funny. But in that, I don't know. I would have went, my runner-up is Dr. Larry Myers.
Of course, yeah. And what is your favorite line?
My favorite line is, well, I have two. You may you rot in hell, you wretched beast. And the passion I have for the work that I do is extraordinary. It probably goes beyond Jenner.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna say my favorite line in this episode is gonna be, I am shattered to pieces.
It's a great line.
I want to use it. Like, I want to store it in the back of my head.
You gotta fall though.
When I slightly hurt myself, I am shattered to pieces.
Well, if you ever make your return to the skating rink.
Yeah, the skating rink. Yeah, sure. And what is your favorite scene?
Charlie and Principal Mac.
I'm gonna go the initiation, the bell.
Really?
Yeah, when he's trying to kick the bell and he's just like, enjoy it. I don't know. I like that. It's either that or the restaurant.
Yeah, the restaurant scene is super strong. It's like that and the principal office scene are kind of like neck and neck for me.
And Ross, now that brings us to the IMDb Trivia Challenge. These are 3 trivia facts. One of them is actually on the website, IMDb, and the other 2 are made up by me. Russ, please tell me which one is the real one. Number 1, Jason Sudeikis guest stars in this episode. Later, Charlie Day and Jason Sudeikis co-starred in Horrible Bosses. Number 2, the clover rings were custom made and cost $5,000 each. Number 3, Caitlin Olsen played Frankenstein on Broadway in her teens.
I'll go with the first one.
Russ, is that trivia?
That they were in a movie together?
I mean, is it?
I mean, it's just I don't know. It just is. It's just a fact. I don't know if it's trivia. Trivia to me makes it seem like it's interesting knowledge, right?
Yeah, it should be like interesting where like
because there's a coincidence of a greater kind.
Or like it wouldn't be easy to find. Like you can just see on IMDb already that the 2 are in the same movie. You know what I mean? It's not.
You don't even have to go to IMDb to know that.
Yeah,
I just know that because I've seen that movie.
Thing, like the baseball thing about the card like the guy retiring in 2000.
Yeah, that's trivia.
Like,
I mean, that's
like a trivia thing. Like, this is it's like an interesting fact.
There's some information around it.
Information around it
That sort of ties it together in a better way, not just like
you won though, Ross. You won.
Oh, good.
Here's another interesting thing, just because I love video games and I love this video game specifically. So Dave Foley and Renee Auberjonois both appeared in the 2010 video game Fallout New Vegas. I think that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool just because
is that trivia?
That game. Is it trivia? I'm not sure, but I definitely want to shout that out. All right, Ross, that brings us to our final thoughts here, Ross. You see this shit? This episode just jumped down a whole flight of stairs. Or kind of a downer this episode. Kind of a downer.
Jumped on a whole flight of stairs from me.
Yeah, I mean, Sudeikis is funny. Caitlin Olsen in that Frankenstein suit is so crazy and just weird and funny. Yeah, we get some great backstory, some great history of the gang.
Yeah, this episode in a weird way stands out to me in that, like, it doesn't have the same feel as previous episodes in the season.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because it's just, like, new setting and new character, like, or what, but it just has a different feel.
I think it's all the guest stars. There's so many other people in this episode.
Yeah.
It's like there's not, that doesn't happen all that often. It's like
No.
it's like Country Mac or something where like somebody else hanging out with the group changes it.
Yeah, and it's not even like he's playing a major character. He's becoming a positioned member of the gang. So it's like,
right.
It's not like they're in the background like a Mick Boyle.
Right. Ross, what do we got going on next time?
Oh, you didn't say next week this time.
I know, I almost did, but I caught
You wanted
myself.
to.
I wanted to so badly.
All right, next episode is D. Reynolds, Shaping America's Youth. Yes, this is the one that isn't on Hulu, so find it on a DVD.
The band episode. Band.
Bad to the bone. What could we expect from this episode, Eric?
Racism.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Juggalos.
Yeah, juggalos.
Huge takeaway.
The Professor.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, the Lethal Weapon 4,
reshoot.
I guess.
Yeah.
Reshoot, yeah. Have you seen any of the Lethal Weapons?
No, I have never seen a Lethal Weapon movie. I'll watch one.
I never have either. Yeah, maybe we both should just watch one. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
You should come over. You should come over and watch. We'll watch it together. I got a popcorn machine. A popcorn.
You have a popcorn machine?
Yeah, you know, like you
a
would
microwave?
Get, like no, like you would get like at a carnival or something.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Sure. That sounds like fun. Maybe Sunday night.
Yeah. We'll watch a Lethal Weapon. It'll be very funny. But yeah, I mean, this episode. I mean, it's easy for me to say this episode is funny.
Yeah. No. This episode is so funny, and it really calls to attention like the problems we have around race and stuff, and
or even talking about it.
Yeah, just having the dialogue. It does a lot more than most do. Like, but at the same time, yeah, maybe it's not the best version of what it could be.
It's funny because the newest season they
acknowledge it.
They acknowledge this episode head on.
They acknowledged this episode head on. I think 5 episodes ago when they would like, we did a shoot, it didn't work out that well.
Yeah.
Remember Dennis says that to somebody
about Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Oh no! I don't
he makes
know.
this like offhand comment of like, yeah, we did this Lethal Weapon movie. It was in bad taste. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then like 5 episodes later, we're gonna see it.
Dennis specifically knows it's in bad taste.
Yeah, but I feel like that's the writers and that's like the gang saying, hey, we acknowledge this like ahead of time before you tell us.
All right, well, I'm going to be wildly uncomfortable, so it should be interesting how...
it should be as awkward as this last episode. 3 minutes. Imagine like in a whole hour of that. Hour of the awkward.
I
don't know what to say or how to say that, so...
Or I don't... It's not even like I don't even know what to say. I don't have the right to say. You know what I mean? Like, if it doesn't affect me... then I shouldn't have an opinion. Like, you know what I mean? I shouldn't say it's good.
I guess, I
mean,
mean, to a degree, yeah, sure. I mean, you can have an opinion, whether or not it has weight.
Yeah. Weight. Yes, that's the good term for it, yeah. But, all right, well, listen, I'm sure that'll get all our that'll be all our biggest downloaded episode.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm not looking forward to the next episode, but everyone, thank you so much for sticking with us, and this is almost I don't know how much this is going to get edited down, but I'm looking at like 2 hours right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at 153. I just saw it go by, and
I mean,
This is a
mean,
pretty jam-packed, tight, no nonsense. We didn't take one break or anything. I think this is your edit.
It is my edit. It is my edit. It's always funny to think, like, who's making it this far and why?
Nobody. You don't need to.
No. I mean, I would be fine. I'd be fine if you tapped out right after the hey-o.
Yeah, just get us that download click.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Ross, I don't want to do that bit. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm tired too.
I'm too tired. Like, I can't. My brain doesn't have the energy to like do improv.
Yeah, for the listeners, like, we were gonna do the bit where Dennis
I'm just gonna cut this out. I'm just gonna cut this out.
I think it's funnier just explaining it to them. At this point, I'm tired.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, we were gonna do this bit where Eric was gonna sign us off, and he was gonna get emotional about it, and then I was gonna take over, and then get emotional myself, and then we were just gonna kind of hot potato it back and forth until it just sort of ends.
Do like the Dennis, what Dennis was doing in this episode.
Yeah.
But we're too tired. It's late.
It's late.
And I guess until next time, listeners,
good
day
to you. Always Sunny Cast is not endorsed or affiliated with Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the FXX network, or Philadelphia. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of Eric Regan and Ross Northrop. Email thoughts, questions, suggestions, corrections, or things we just plain forgot to alwayssunnycastpod@gmail.com. And if you have a moment, please rate, subscribe, and review the podcast. And as always, thanks for listening, you jabronis.